Are you thinking this direction and this direction, these are different?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir, I have taken all the directions in means
Same order.
Same order, sir.
Same
Yes, sir.
order he took.
Listen,
That's
listen,
why-
listen, listen. No, listen first. If you are doing that, then you should not call it as ED. ED, when I am saying, it only means E to D.
Okay, sir. D to E.
Then that you should call as DE. Then
yes, sir, D to
you
E.
should tell me this thing, that DE is equal to minus of AB, and I would agree. I will agree with that. But ED is not equal to minus of AB. It is equal to plus of AB. Okay. And one more thing. If you are talking about that vector, DE vector, then you tell me OD vector will be what? OD vector will be OE plus ED, but it will not be equal to OE plus DE. If I take DE, then DE will be in this direction. So why should I take DE? I am taking OE plus ED. That is equal to OD. Okay. Understood? Then what is the resultant finally? I know one thing, that OA plus OE by parallelogram law of vector addition. You can check parallelogram law of vector addition here. What OA plus OE becomes? OA plus OE becomes equal to OM. And OM is equal to AB indirectly. So I can write it as 2 into OM plus 4 into AB. But I know that AB is also equal to OM. So I can write this whole thing as finally either 6 OM or 6 AB, same thing. You can write anything. You can write 6 OM or you can write 6 AB, because OM is equal to AB only. That is answer. So the length somebody said in the beginning only, somebody was right. He was saying answer is 6A magnitude wise. So yes, it is right. It will be 6A magnitude. That was right answer. Okay. Next. Something complicated is going on here. Let us leave it for the time being. Let us take this. Okay, just at least briefly I will introduce. I think no need to go into that much detail. We never take such vectors. But just once if I tell you, then there will not be a problem. This is U axis and this is V axis. In place of X and Y axis, I have taken U and V axis, let us. So normally, how do we take the axis? We take axes which are mutually
90 degrees perpendicular.
Always we take like that. And some students start feeling that probably this is the only way we should do the vector algebra or vectors we should draw. We should draw always by taking mutually perpendicular axes. And when we take the components, then they think this is the only way to take the components. But that is not true. We can take components in such different ways, which I am showing here. This will make you understand things better. You understand here that this one vector which I am drawing right now, this is representing U component of A vector. And this is representing V component of and this A vector. Therefore, I am calling it as, in place of AY, I am calling it as AV. In place of AX, I am calling it as AU. Along U axis, it is AU. Along V axis, it is AV. But these components are not called as rectangular components. These I can say non-rectangular components. What is meaning of component? Component means that when we add those components, we should get the final resultant vector. But I can achieve that by taking parallelogram law. I can apply parallelogram law of vector addition. I can add AU with AV and I can get the resultant A. So I can say that AU is one component and AV is another component. Can we say that or not? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir, once explain again.
This is a vector A. I am drawing it here. Can I add this vector by, can I say this vector is made up of two parts? One part is, it is resultant.
Yes, sir.
A is resultant of two vectors. One is AU and another is AV. If I add those two vectors, then I get the resultant vector A.
Yes, sir.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I can assume it to be composed of two vectors. One is AU and another one is here AV. These two vectors here I can take. One and this other one. And adding these two, I will be getting this resultant finally. Okay. But here the angle between the components or angle between the axes, that is not 90 degrees. So these are not called as rectangular components because while taking these components, we don't get a rectangle shape. What shape we are getting instead of rectangle?
Parallelogram.
We are getting parallelogram love shape.
Parallelogram.
So I don't know whether we should call these parallelogram components or whether we should just call these as components in the oblique axis. Whatever name you want to give it, that doesn't matter because these normally they don't even take in many of the books. So we can call it, but these are definitely non-rectangular components. These are not rectangular at all. Rectangular, these will be only if I take U and V axis mutually perpendicular. Then these will become rectangular components because these will form a rectangle here. You got that point?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So how to take the rectangular components? The task is so simple. If I have mutually perpendicular axis and somebody is asking me to take the rectangular component, I told you before how to take. Just take cos theta. Other side, if I have to take, not theta, I will take alpha and beta. Let us say this is alpha angle with x-axis. Then I will take a cos alpha. It is beta angle with y-axis. Then I will take a cos beta. Is it not very simple? Just taking cos of the components and we are getting the result. Right or not? So
Yes,
which components were simple to obtain? Rectangular. That is why we take always rectangular components. Not only those components are simple to obtain, finally taking the resultant vector is also simple because we can use our Pythagoras theorem. We can get the resultant if we know the components by just using the Pythagoras theorem. Therefore, whenever we do algebra in vectors, whenever we want to use vectors, mostly we prefer to take only rectangular components. But if some examiner wants to check your knowledge and he is giving you non-rectangular components, then how to do? How to get the non-rectangular components? Do you know about this rule or not? Sine rule. If I have a triangle, sine rule, where should I write? Space is not there. If I have a triangle ABC, opposite A side A, opposite B side B, opposite C side C, then the sine rule says that A upon sine A is equal to B upon sine B is equal to C upon sine C.
yes, sir. Previous sir told us this, sir. Law of science.
This is law of science. We should know it, right? It is in detail. If you want to see, that will be done, I think, in maths also. But usually it is covered in earlier classes when we do trigonometry. So even if you have not covered, you just pay attention now and it will be very useful for physics. We will be remembering it. It is valid for any triangle. Now you may be thinking why this sine rule is important in physics and in vectors. It is important in vectors because whenever we are having two vectors, A and B, and the third vector is their resultant. So here resultant can be taken like C. Other two vectors are A and B. Then I can apply this rule. What A, B, C means here? Capital A, capital B, capital C. Capital A is angle here, A. Capital B is this angle and capital C is the third angle. These three angles are being represented as A, capital A, capital B, capital C, and A, B, C are the side lengths. So I can use the same rule for the vectors and their resultant. Okay. Same way I am doing it here. This is a right angle. This is a triangle, let us say. By sine rule, this is AU. What is angle opposite AU? I am assuming that this vector
Beta.
makes alpha angle with U and beta angle with V axis. Then I know that if these two lines are parallel, then this is beta angle, then this also will be beta. You
Beta
agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Alternate angle.
Sir,
Therefore, I can
alternate
say,
beta.
therefore, AU upon sine beta can be written as A upon, this is A. Upon which angle? Upon this angle. What is this angle? It is given in the question that theta is angle between u and v axis, and theta is not equal to 90 degrees. It is not equal to 90 degrees. It is given already, let us say. If it is theta, then this angle will be theta. If this is theta, then this angle inside the triangle will become pi minus theta. Do you know that sine pi minus theta will also be equal to
Sin theta.
sine theta?
Yes, sir.
Because in second
Yes, sir.
quadrant, sine theta is positive only. Okay. Pi minus theta means second quadrant.